go ahead and explain to people, for those who don't know, because I'm still going to repurpose this live. And,
hey, what's up, guys? It is your girl, Beyonce, Alowishus from the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Checking in with Durtty Daily. You can hit me up at Beyonce ATL. What up, what up, what up? What up, C Dunn? All you guys. But yeah, Hot 1079, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. We're in the building.
So you don't go live often, right? So, like, explain to people what you do with the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Because you can say, hey, I'm with the Rickey Smiley Morning Show, but that can only mean. So, huh?
I said, oh, my hair curly. I am the producer for the morning show, and I'm a personality for Hot 1079. Okay. I book guests. I plan the show. You know, I work with just the whole team, and I've been working with Rickey for about 12 years. And yeah, it's great. Luckily, right now, with technology the way it is, we're able to work from home. So we are quarantining and working. You know, if this had been 10 years ago, it'd be completely different. But I've been at Hot 1079 since 1998. And yeah, we're in Atlanta. What up, Tequila? What up, Jonas? Jabril?
Okay. So now that you've been in radio for a long time, I want you to really explain, because a lot of artists follow my page, and I'm sure a lot of artists follow your page too. So I want you to explain, like, what it takes for an artist to get their song to radio. Because, see, I know, and it's hard for me sometimes to explain it to a lot of artists. So I feel like if I get them a second opinion from somebody who also works in radio, I feel like you could give them a better explanation. So what does it take for an artist to get their song played on the
radio? You know, it's really different now. I would say social media marketing. Back in the day, you would have to get a deal and you'd have to go with a major. Now it's completely different. Now, you know, you really kind of hold the cards in your hand because you create your own value in a sense. You are able to digitally show people your worth and, you know, visuals. If I could tell anybody anything, visuals. As much visual content as you could possibly create, because not only will it make your social media pop, it will make you get seen more. And one thing that the labels and everyone are looking at now are your followings, whether it's YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, everything like that. Your following on there is huge, and we look at all that.
So being that if an artist has, he has his YouTube set up, he has his all his DSP platforms set up. Now he's talking about bringing a single to radio. What's the next step? Like, how did they go about getting it to you or getting it to whoever they need to get it to in order to get it played on the radio?
So for Hot 1079, we have a program called Music Day, and it's probably going to change now after coronavirus, but what you would do is you would come to the station, you'd set up a meeting, you know, Red or Stewie or whoever would listen to your song, tell you, you know, if it's worth going on Dig It or Dish It or not. But, you know, as of even this week, the protocols for all that are changing, so that's completely different. You know, we probably won't even have new regulations for how to get music on air or, you know, even on the night show, because, again, there's a lot of changes. Coronavirus has completely, you know, changed how we have to look at everything right now. And so, you know, I could tell you something today and then tomorrow it's going to be different. But what I will say is that it's so, while DJs and personalities or everybody at home, now is when you need to be hitting people up in their DMs, because motherfuckers are bored. Right. They're checking all their DMs. Right. If any time,
I checked a lot of DMs today.
You should be in everybody's DM right now. Right. Like, everybody is sitting around and they have time. Like, they got time to sit there and listen to every song.
I got time to wave at everybody who's joining the live right now, so I'm literally waving at everybody as they join.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, ask a question, ask away. But totally, you need to do that. You need to make sure same thing as radio personality. Somebody asked me one time, you know, did you go to school for this? Nah, man. Like, hey, what up, Wild Thick, Pretty Plates? Pretty Plates. What up, girl?
I seen that girl Angel in here, too. What up, Angel?
So, I didn't even go to school for you know me like a book. I didn't go to school for this. I came straight out of high school. Like, I was literally in high school at the radio station. Lamar, what up? But
so, let me ask you this. Because I know your history, of course, precedes you, and we know that you've been in radio since you were a jit. You are a pioneer as far as radio is concerned, and you are well respected.
My sister here. What up, Angel?
That's what I just said, Angel. I said, what up, Angel?
Oh.
So anyway, like, being that you've been in radio so long, and now that we see that these transitions are coming, a lot of transitions are coming because of the coronavirus, and we mentioned just like people being at home and people having a lot of free time. What do you think artists should do outside of just like hitting a DJ in his DMs? But like, what do you think artists should do now that they have so much time to really catapult their career without having to, you know, have to go outside, or without having to actually go and interact with as many people as they would regularly do with these quarantine regulations in order?
Yo, we are blessed. DJ Monte is in the building.
What up, Monte?
If you want to get your music played, you need to holler at DJ
Monte. If you ain't following DJ Monte, go follow DJ Monte.
DJ Monte will make you a superstar overnight.
Oh, God.
How can artists not in Atlanta who make beats get in DMs of artists, producers, etc.? I mean, you literally get in their DMs. Everybody has DMs.
And sometimes some people don't. Like, I have to be a advocate for that, because sometimes I don't always answer DMs. So sometimes it's better to email too. Emails work better too.
What is the music program? So it used to be called Hot 107.9 Music Day, but like I said, because of coronavirus, all that's changing. Battlegrounds is changing. Music Day is changing. You know, it's gonna be completely different than, you know, what it used to be. Right. So, you know, that's gonna be like a to be continued conversation in like a month or so from now, because obviously we don't have anybody coming to the station right now. You know, we have a no guest policy. So all this stuff, you know, is changing. Something that I will say though is that, you know, Music Blast, DJ Blast, I know Durtty Daily has a DJ Blast.
We do.
But if you have never done this before, you know, there's some really smart artists out there who have a budget. You can go to the radio station, you know, you can hit me up for more details at Beyonce ATL. But like, we do packages, especially right now, you know, you can get a hell of a package where you can get on the Hot 107.9 main page of their website. You can get a social media post. You can even get on-air radio commercials, and you can preview your song in the actual commercial. So technically, you might be a new artist, but your song is on the radio because it's inside of a commercial.
Right. Smart.
So, you know, those are different ways that you can still market yourself while you're in quarantine. What up, Monte?
So, what up, Monte? That boy Monte checking in. Loud Pack.
We got DJ Monte. We got Rich Homie Monte. We got all the Montes.
So, like you were saying, there's a way for artists to get their song on the radio by putting it into a commercial. That's smart. You know, you may not be able to get the whole song on the radio, but you can get it put into a commercial to where at least you get those BDS. And once it counts for BDS, you get your royalty check at the end of the year. So,
right.
But let me ask you this. So, if I'm an artist and I'm trying to connect with the DJ, right?
Yes.
DJs sometimes have, especially DJs now, like DJs aren't DJing in the clubs no more. What do you think the best protocol is in approaching a DJ right now? Like, how do you think it would be best to approach a DJ? I know, but from your perspective as far as radio, what do you think would work best?
If you know, why you asking my question?
I'm asking you so you can explain from your perspective for our audience.
I would say, you know, not only the DJs and hit them in the DM and the DJ blast and whatnot, but I still think playlisting is a big deal. You know, I think that the Pandoras, the Spotifys, the Apple Musics, you know, getting those natural and organic playlists that can be reposted and repurposed by other people is huge, because people who didn't see you before, you know, while they're listening to Drake radio or, Migos Radio or whoever, the Janae Aiko, whatever it is, you just kind of pop up on. There are so many artists that I didn't even know who they were, and then all of a sudden find myself loving their song, and it was with no intention that I was even looking for them, but they just kind of playlisted. They just kind of
popped up on the playlist.
Yeah. And then I became a fan from there. Little Baby. I mean, we got a plaque from him just because he had 1 billion streams.
Right.
So playlisting, I would say, is imperative to artists right now.
And to add to that too, like, it's important to understand that you can't just get put on a playlist. Sometimes it's even better if you build your fan base up to a certain point where you create your own playlist, and then your followers are going and vibing off of your music based off of the playlist that you created. So, like, let's say, for example, since we got Rich Homie in here, we got Rich Homie Monte in here. Let's say you're Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan can go and create his own playlist and put like 10 independent artists on that playlist, and then have 10 of his songs on that playlist, and now you're mixing in Rich Homie Quan's music with some of the songs that Rich Homie Quan is just checking out and he likes. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're an up-and-coming artist, start to build your brand, start to build your base, because your fan base is really going to be able to help you build up outside of just working with a DJ or just working with the radio. Because once you have a direct fan base that's coming to you directly, the radio and the DJs and all that other stuff don't even matter. Your fans gonna be your DJs because they're gonna play your music regardless.
Yeah, like playlisting is the shit right now, Monte. You already know. And Durtty Daily can get you playlisted. I know.
Yeah.
You can get them playlisted.
Yeah, no, and it's really just based on, it's definitely based off of how your relationship is and as much time that you put in. Like, if you're a new artist, I like to see newer artists work on their mixtape game. The mixtape game is still a heavy game, and it's still kind of slept on. But it's better for you to get into it earlier on when you try to put out like a project. You putting out a project and you got a whole project that's dope. Put the project out. Let's hear the EP. Let's hear the mixtape. And then let's figure out what the single is. So then once we have a single, we can put that single on a playlist and then, take it from there. So,
Mr. Stay away from fakes. Who sleep?
I'm not a she, so he's got to be talking about you. All right, so look, let me ask you this. You responded to every single one. So let me ask you.
Said, Ron Heard.
Def Jam checking in. What up, Def Jam?
Checking in.
Damn, we must have did something right. All right, so cool. So like, see now, like let's talk about that. So like, when you make it to a situation where you have deals on the table, what is the proper protocol in order to handle your deal situation? What do you need to do when you got a deal coming your way?
That's not my lane.
I'm not saying it's your lane, but if you are an artist or if you know an artist that's got a deal coming his way, what would you tell that artist to do?
I mean, besides lawyer all the way up. I mean, and one thing I would say for everybody, like, everyone is so caught up on the deal scenario, right? I personally don't feel like deals are for everybody. I feel that, it depends on where you are in your life, your following and everything else. But I also feel that, some people need that support. Some people need that distribution. Some people need the Ron Herds, of the community to get out there. Some people might just need someone who can just help, get a little extra reach out there. But do you need a deal? And some of these deals, like, you're so excited to get a major label deal. Do you want to give them, a 360 situation? You saw the Megan Thee Stallion, scenario, and these are things that, when people come, I've worked with artists who, oh man, they've got, I don't want to throw out names, but like, it might be a Little Baby manager. It might be a, Diddy manager. It might be whoever's manager trying to holler at them. And, when you sit down and you look at the numbers and you look at the situation, yeah, you might be cool by affiliation, but do the numbers make sense for you in the long run? You might get 50 to 100,000 cash right now, but is it worth everything in the long run? And I think that, you know, you really have to consider, had you rather own everything and have a smaller following and distribution situation, or do you really want the limelight and want to get out there? It's up to you.
I think also, just to add to that too, I think artists are so eager to jump into a label situation or into a record deal situation, but they don't know the schematics or the details that come behind a label situation. Like, if you really want to be in a label situation, do your research. You know what I mean? Go pick up a book or go connect with somebody who's willing to give you the information. There's a lot of label and record executives that have retired that are giving out, you know, a lot of facts. They're giving out details. They're giving out, you know, a lot of game on how to work yourself in the industry. It may cost you something to go get that type of information, but go do it if you really want a label situation or if you really want a record deal. But if not, also go do your research on how to sign yourself or start your own record label. So that
if you know the story about Chance the Rapper, you know that, hell, he was giving his music away for free, and he was making his money off of merchandise and going on the road and stuff like that. So I mean, you know, if I were to tell anybody that, I would say it's not for everybody. And, you know, Ron Hurd, who's on here, you know, he said the same thing. Justina Moore, what up 6 Foot, what up Jess, what up OG. But, you know, those are just things. It's every individual. It just depends on what you want and what the outcome comes. Some people might be like, you know, Justina, and be like, run me my publishing check and just give me the money. I don't need the fame. Some people, you know, I think there are a lot of people who are really talented writers, but the problem is that they want to be the star, and they could be getting these huge writer's checks. And, you know, I feel like I can hold a note, right? When I'm in the shower, of course. Now, when I watch other people, not so much.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a difference from, like, being good and great. Like, you know, I feel like some people are really good rappers or really good singers or really talented, but are you excellent? Are you phenomenal?
Right.
You have that, oh my gosh, wow factor. It's the 1% rule.
And I think Ron just said something that was really, really intriguing when he said fame is addictive. You guys got to understand that fame is one hell of a drug. I think fame is a worse drug than crack cocaine. Because once you get a little piece of that fame, you're going to end up wanting more. You're going to end up wanting to be on top. You're going to end up wanting to go and do big shows. You're going to end up wanting to do a lot of different things. And that costs a lot of work. Like, you're going to end up putting in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears trying to, you know, go after that first little bit of fame that you thought you had in the beginning. So artists that want that fame know that it's going to come with a lot of work. You know what I mean? You got to put in a lot of work in order to get as much as you can out of this industry and out of this business. Because at the end of the day, it's really still a business, man. You can't just take it for just wanting to be famous. Like, if you want to get a check out of it, yeah, there's ways to get that check out. Like Justin said, like, you get a publishing check. Justina, is it Justina or Justin?
Justina.
Okay, Justina. So yeah, like, you can get a publishing check, and, you know, you can fall back into the background and just collect your money off the pub, or you can be the artist. You know what I mean? But that being an artist, you're gonna have to sweat. You're gonna have to jump on stage. You're gonna have to shake hands. You're gonna have to cook babies. You're gonna have to go do radio work. You're gonna have to meet the DJ. You're gonna have to, you know, go do press.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Ron hit it on the head.
When I said, or if you're around who's famous, you want that same attention. Yeah, that's that too. How is that though? Like, why? Like, okay, so for the
people, you need to do a Dirty Daily with Ron on this topic.
I definitely feel like Ron should be a guest on my show. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Ron should definitely be a guest on my show. We'll schedule that. I'm gonna shoot you a DM, Ron, and see what your schedule is.
Oh, Justin A. LOL.
Justin A.
Yeah, because it looks like Justina. I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah, that definitely looks like Justina. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about publishing for one. Publishing is definitely something that people don't understand. When you go and do publishing, you have to first and foremost make sure that your music is licensed. You have to make sure that your music is registered so that you can even collect off of your publishing. Am I getting feedback on your end? Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
Okay. But yeah, publishing is definitely something that you can definitely go out there and do. What else? What else you want to talk about, B? I mean, you the You've been working with Rickey for
You know
so
what I
long.
want to talk about?
I
want to talk about, and this is what I'm very passionate about. There's two things.
Come on with your passion. I want to hear about your passion.
As an artist, right? And you're trying to get your stuff out there. Now, this, of course, is, you know, a couple years ago when you used to have CDs and stuff. People would hand out their product, which is a representation of yourself and who you are. And it would be a CD with, you know, just a phone number on it written in Sharpie, you know, kind of half-ass cover, might be, accept my request when unheard. I would really, so, you know, I like to read the comments. People be having really good points.
All the comments.
Hey, J President did. So, if you had the choice and you could pick between a filet mignon from Ruth Chris or a Whopper from Burger King, what would you pick?
If I'm an artist?
No, if you're going out to eat and you had to pick between a filet mignon or a Whopper.
Well, I don't eat Burger King, so like, can we say something else other than Burger? Maybe Chick-fil-A?
If you had to pick McDonald's Quarter Pounder or a Big Mac and filet mignon from Ruth Chris, what would you pick?
If I had a choice, like as far as just spending,
you're being way too fucking analytical for this.
I don't know what this, but you're not giving me a scenario. You're just saying pick one.
I'm asking you.
What if I'm broke? What if I don't got no money for filet mignon?
I'm about to hang up on this live. So he's like completely. He knows the analyzation that I'm saying.
Okay, no. Okay, so if I had to be frugal and say what's better for me to go get a steak or for me to go get a burger because I'm on a budget, I will go get a burger because I'm on a budget. I'm not going to go
We're
get
not
a steak.
talking about budgets. See, you're screwing the whole thing up. If you had to pick, if it's your last meal.
That's the thing. You didn't give me a scenario. My last meal, I'm going for steak. Period.
He is horrible. Oh my God.
You didn't give me a scenario. You just said
you've heard this before and you're still being difficult just to be.
Okay, so I pick steak. Okay, what's the next thing? What's next?
If a DJ gets 50 CDs a day, he's gonna go for the CD that looks the best. It's the most enticing, that looks professional. People, thank you, Kristen. People go for what looks good. So as an artist, you have to make sure that you give yourself the best presentation possible. Like, you know, whether it's MP3, it's cover art. Oh, and the short, you know, women be leaving all that stuff out. Shut up, Jay. So anyway, but also right now, the shorter the better. Don't do like a 6-minute record. Don't do that. It's not good. Shorter the better. And then
how long do you think a song should be? And how long is an average song that works well for radio? Because you know about
3 minutes or less.
3 minutes or less. Okay, cool.
3 minutes or less is great.
So anything over 3 minutes, is it hard to get three minute or more songs played on the radio?
No, I mean, if the song is amazing, they're gonna play the song. But for radio, our talk breaks are only 3 minutes. I mean, our rule of thumb is 3 minutes or less because that's the average for people. Your first impression is your lasting impression.
Why was Gucci Gang such a good song?
Because it was 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
And we laugh about that all the time on the radio because that record literally was a bigger record than he had anticipated to be, just because of the simple fact that it was 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and it's an easy record to fill when it comes to the radio.
Because, so say I have to go to commercial break at 30, right? Like I have to go to commercial break at 10:30 on the dot. And I just finished playing a Gucci Mane song that puts me out at 28, 8:28. Well, I only have 2 minutes. So if I can squeeze an extra record in, a 2 or 3 minute record is going to be beautiful. But if everything is 5 minutes, then all right, I'm not going to play that. Migos be dropping 40 songs, 22 of them be too. Yeah. It's easier to slide them in and get more music in than these long ass songs that are 5 minutes and 30, 40 seconds.
So back in I think it was like November, October when Diddy brought Revolt. Speaking of Migos, since they said something about Migos, I felt like this would be a good convo. Coach K said that they put up $250,000 or $300,000 towards radio just to get a song on the radio. What did he mean by that? Like, what does that mean? Like, does he spend? Because I know there's no way for you to actually just go and give money to the radio and get your record played. Like that's
that's totally illegal.
So, like, what does he mean when he said that?
Maybe he meant like buying commercials. I don't know. Maybe he bought radio and TV commercials.
As far as like advertisement.
Yeah, I'm sure the advertising, billboards, playlisting, you know, with the DSL sites.
Because when you talk about buying advertisement, like even companies like Radio One is an advertising broadcasting company, and Clear Channel, that's another advertising broadcasting company, right?
Yes.
Okay, so like when you talk about buying advertisement, how do you buy advertisement, and what ways do you go about doing that?
You go to the sales department. You know, if you want information on how to do that for our company, you can hit me up.